I remember sitting in a theater in 2013, having seen Man of Steel, and really enjoying it. I remember sitting in a theater in 2016 multiple times, seeing BVS, Batman v Superman, for lack of better terms, or for the uninitiated, and really enjoying it. Then I remember seeing the Ultimate Edition in July of that year and really enjoying it. I remember being very excited to see Justice League in 2017. I'm still excited to see Justice League as it was directed by Zack Snyder, because there is still a Justice League movie to be released. And in spite of what has happened, in spite of what you have been told, and in spite of all that has been thrown our way, my brother, my sister that may be listening, I implore you to not forget November 17th, 2019. I implore you to not lose hope and not forget that specific date. Because that date was a day like no other, when people from everywhere, young, old, middle-aged, black, white, Asian, Indian, Pakistani, British, Australian, I think, people everywhere united for the greater good. People everywhere decided to go on Twitter and simply hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And to some people, they may scoff. To some people, it may not mean much. But my brother, my sister, if you paid close attention on November 17th, 2019, I promise you, your effort is not going unnoticed. I promise you, my brother, my sister, that it does mean something when you hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And in spite of WB announcing all of these release dates for these films, in spite of the discourse or chaos over what is to come, I implore you, my brother, my sister, to not forget November 17th, 2019, when the world united and took matters into our own hands, for lack of better terms. And when that day comes, when the glory is seen, beholden to our eyes, and when the 214 is released, as Zack Snyder shot it and Chris Terrio wrote it, I encourage you, my brother, my sister that is listening, to let this hashtag carry on. Let it mean something. Let it continue to mean something even in the aftermath. Let it carry over for a director like David Ayer. Let it carry over for a director like Simon Kinberg, like the brother Josh Trank. And let Hollywood and these big corporate execs and powers that be as I like to call them, top 1% of the 1%. Let them know that fans want to see films as the directors intended them to be seen. And as for the Snyder Cut, there will be justice for Zack Snyder. There will be justice for his family. And there will be justice for this movie. And as I've said repeatedly in this video, my brother, my sister, do not forget November 17th, 2019. Let that hashtag carry on, my brother. Stop worrying about what somebody else is saying. Stop listening to that DM. Stop letting what this person with a lot of followers, but who is grossly misinformed, stop letting what he or she has to say get to you. You're better than that. They're trying to stop us. You know? And lift your brother up. Lift your fellow sister up. Tell her about what Justice League is. Tell her about how the movie we saw in theaters wasn't what was supposed to be. Tell him or her why the hashtag exists, so that more people are aware than already are, even though that's a very big number in itself. You know what I mean? Don't forget November 17th, 2019. If you believe in Cyborg, if you believe in Wonder Woman, if you believe in Aquaman, Batman, Martian Manhunter, Ray Porter, J.K. Simmons, Willem Dafoe, all these individuals involved in this glorious story, in this glorious movie, Junkie XL, shout out to him. Continue to hashtag release the Snyder Cut. If you believe in David Ayer, if you're a fan, and if you respect directors and director-driven films, keep on hashtagging release the Ayer Cut. You know what I mean? And I don't know what WB has planned next in terms of release dates. You know, that's not the topic of this particular video, and that's not why this video is being made. Because when we unite, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, when we unite as a whole, when we work together, when we stand together, we're unstoppable. We're unbeatable. And that's the point. So don't let anything stop you. Especially not now. Whether it's new movies coming out, whether it's new release dates, don't let anything stop you. And again, once this is released and once the aftermath comes, let this hashtag carry on. Remember the movie 300. Remember Watchmen. Remember Sucker Punch. Dawn of the Dead. Batman v Superman. Man of Steel. And Justice League. And the upcoming movie Army of the Dead. And Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember all these movies when you hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Whether that's on Twitter, whether that's on Facebook, whether that's on MySpace, for those of you that still use MySpace. Remember those films. And remember, if you're a fan of movies, and if you're a fan of director-driven movies, that's what this is about. This is about creative freedom. This is about integrity. And this is about righting the wrongs. Because a man was wronged. The fans were horribly and disgustingly lied to. Blatantly. And for what we know, ladies and gentlemen, we know that Man of Steel and Batman v Superman were not supposed to lead to what we appropriately call Justice League, featuring titanium, jawbreaker, Botox face fused Superman with itchy tendencies, as well as a Russian family played by people no one has heard of. Shout out to Mr. Swain. Somebody might say something that you dislike. Somebody might tweet something or make a video that you don't necessarily agree with. Somebody might like a movie that you dislike, or might be looking forward to a movie that you're not intent on seeing. But in spite of that, my brother and sister, my brother or sister, I implore you to not forget November 17th, 2019. Do not forget the power in unity. And do not forget that there is a Snyder Cut of Justice League. And do not forget that there is a reason why this movie has to be released. And do not forget the reason why you hashtag the Snyder Cut. And I'm done talking.